Hello my friends, welcome back to Weekly Options, welcome back to the channel. Well, today was a very good day. Today I was able to make $49,000 trading the markets today, of which 31,000 of that was trading JNUG, and another 18,000 of those profits, those realized gains, were through trading SPX and XPY call options. Well, before we get to how the day unfolded, if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. And while you're down there, please hit the like button as well. Well, let's get right to how the day unfolded. Back to the channel. Welcome back to Weekly Options. It is Wednesday, October the 8th, and we are just about to open. We're approximately 5 minutes away from market open this morning. And no video yesterday because I did not close any trades yesterday. So no P&L to report. But we've got a lot of interesting things going on today. We had a little bit of we had a red day in SPX yesterday, and I actually entered a few calls right here. I got a little bit, actually right in here actually. I got a little bit, this is the open of the market yesterday, and we retraced down, and I was expecting something similar to yesterday or the day before, where you open down and then you kind of continue upward. And we just sold off yesterday. We came down and we took out this minor low from Friday, and we went below that. And as a matter of fact, we retraced all the way to the 200 period moving average on the 15-minute chart, found a little bit of a base there. And so that's what happened yesterday. So I do have an open trade in SPX, and I am probably about 8% underwater on that options trade. Still within my risk tolerance, but looking for a good bounce today. Right now, our futures market is showing an increase of 12 points. We've had some constructive activity overnight, and this is looking pretty good to start the day. So we're up 13 points on the ES futures, and we'll see if that portends to a good day today. I also got back in the silver trade. I got in right down here, guys. I did this yesterday. I got back into silver, and pre-market we're slated to open up at way up there at $44.48 on SLV. So that's pretty nice. And I'm also in JNUG. Got into JNUG down here around the 100 period moving average, and we're now opening up at 175, almost 176. So those look like they're working pretty well. Things that aren't working well is MSTR. I got into MSTR, and I was kind of expecting us, I'll just look at this 4-hour chart, and I'll kind of tell you, this is how I learn. We had come and we had hit this mark, we got bumped down. We had come and hit this again, we bumped down, and we came up and we were right here, and I was just looking to just kind of blast on through this area. And we didn't. We actually sold off very hard. And I follow Real Simple Ariel on X, and he mentioned on a tweet yesterday that he missed this opportunity to take part of this selling. And of course I was long, when in his mind selling was the right move. He was obviously correct and I was wrong. And so not quite sure how to manage this position. I may close it out, or I may just kind of see what happens. So those are the things I'm looking at today. The market will be open shortly. Glad you're here. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you don't mind, hit the like button. That'll help the channel out tremendously. And with that, let's get right to the action of the day. 45 minutes into the trading day, and we're seeing a very nice move higher on SPX. We are up 26 points, almost 27 points on the day, which is very nice. So my positions that I put on yesterday are now back in positive territory. So I'm now once again winning on those trades. That's really good. So we'll see how the day goes there. Silver, SLV, is continuing to do well, opened high and is remaining strong, as is JNUG. JNUG is now up 5%. And so my trade yesterday that I entered is just extremely profitable at this point. And so I'll be looking at that to maybe take some profits at around 40% on that trade. We'll see how that trade works throughout the day. And let's just quickly look and see what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's hovering around 122,000. So not bad. I don't have any direct exposure to Bitcoin. I am still in this languishing trade. It's like everybody said, okay, weekly options just bought, let's sell. And, I was probably wrong on my timing there. Well, I was definitely wrong on the timing, quite frankly. We will see if there's just a little bit of a push forward. I do think that if Bitcoin can go higher, Bitcoin can take 130 or something, then it's going to drag MSTR along with it. So we'll see what happens there. All in all, though, not a bad day. Certainly doing well with my SPX trade. I'm just studying the 4-hour chart of GDX, and as you can see, it's been in a nice uptrend. It's a good momentum play, and it piggybacks on the gold trade, which is doing very well. Gold is above $4,000. And while that's a new high for gold, you can see that GDX is just below its high from a couple days ago. And so this might represent a nice, good momentum trade to just get in. This is the 15-minute chart here, and you can see we were a little bit below the 21-period moving average yesterday on the 15-minute, and we've jumped right back into the middle of the range. I think we can go and take out these highs here at 79.50, and then maybe get up to like the $80 range on this stock. So I'm going to go ahead and go long some shares of GDX, actually some calls of GDX. So I'm going to go in the money, and I'm going to go probably out to January and see what I can get. Okay, well, I got a pretty decent fill around the 70 Delta call, so we'll see how this works out. Pretty excited about this GDX trade. I'm also in JNUG, as you know, but JNUG's doing very well. Really kind of the same thesis. It's just a little bit of extra exposure in a different instrument. And this is gold here, so that's excellent. SPX is doing okay. Looks like we're just finding a near-term high here around 67.42. Hopefully we can just kind of keep going a little bit. I'd like to squeeze a little bit more juice out of this trade if I can, because I think I'm just barely back positive on the trade, and I'd like it to stay that way throughout the day. Okay, we are about 45 minutes before market close, and I've just closed out my SPX trade right at this level. As you can see, we started the day gapping up, and this was just a momentum day, pretty strong through the day. I probably should have taken some profits here, but I was away from my computer, and it hadn't hit my take profit yet. And now that we've touched the 21-period moving average here on the 15-minute chart, and we're trending back up, this would represented a good opportunity to lock in my profits for the day. So not a bad trading day today. This was not the perfect trade. I entered way too soon yesterday, had to sit through some heat as the market sold off yesterday, but I elected to swing trade the position overnight, knowing that we'd get this gap up here, and we did, and came back into positive territory for a good trade. So glad to notch another win today in SPX. Let's quickly look at some of the other stocks that we're watching. We're looking at silver here. Silver's doing very well today. Gold is also doing very well. I entered a new position in GDX, and as you can see, I came in here with GDX, and we are still trending positive on that trade. And what I like about the GDX trade is when you scale out to the 4-hour time frame, we're still right in the mean of this ascending linear regression channel. This is a 100-period look-back linear regression channel. I like to look at this whenever I am in a trend trade to make sure that I'm following the trend and getting in at a fair price. If we're in the channel and we're below the red line, then that's a nice pullback to get into the trade. If we're above the red line and we're certainly hitting this green line or the blue line, which represents 1 or 1.5 standard deviations above the mean of the trade, and that's likely a good opportunity to take some profits or at least consider it. So I got in right here, and we're going to probably stay in this trade for a couple of days and let this appreciate, as I do think gold and gold miners have quite a bit of momentum at the moment. So we're approximately 25 minutes before market close, and I'm looking at the chart of JNUG. This is the 4-hour chart, and as you can see, we are between 1 and 1.5 standard deviations above the linear regression channel. And if you drop down to the 15-minute chart, you can see that we've done well today. We've done a very decent job with this trade. And quite frankly, I'm up about 30% on my call options, which is a considerable amount of money. So I'm wondering whether it would be prudent to go ahead and take this trade off before market closes and then reestablish at a better cost basis. So I'm going to consider doing that, and if I do, I'll probably do it before the end of the trading day. So the market is closed, but before the market closed, I went ahead and closed out my trade in JNUG, and I closed it out about 15 minutes or so before the market closed, so right around that candle right there. And I think this was a good trade. I made approximately 30% on the trade, which is nice. It's good money, and I can always reset this trade later on. There's bound to be a couple pullbacks. So also with SPX, I closed out that trade as well, as you remember, and made a little bit of money on that trade. I'll have to check the final analysis and see exactly how much money was made trading the indices today. But all in all, not a bad day. Tomorrow is a Thursday. We've got 2 more trading days. I suspect that we'll probably see a continuation of all the momentum trades today, with maybe gold going up modestly, maybe silver going up a little bit more than gold. And the indices might stall out or might retrace just a little bit toward the end of the week, but I think we've had a good run in SPX this week, and I would be a little bit prepared for a slight pullback in SPX. Well, let's go ahead and look at the Kinfo and see how this month is coming along. So as we look at the Kinfo, we can see that we're green on all trading days this month, and I've realized total profits of $207,000 throughout the month of October thus far. So we've got plenty more days to go in the month of October. We are off to a strong start, and I want to continue to make good trades with good decision making and to be proactive as I look at the markets to see where can I make trades and where can I take profits. Well, let me know down in the comments what you're trading this week, and let me know what you think of the trades that I made. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel, and while you're down there, please hit the like button as well. Well, that's all I've got for today. Until next time, take care and happy trading.